14, det räcker inte. Hela hallen. Han missar ju.
Ja, jag såg det. Ja, det är bra.
Botten ökar ju.
Jävligt dyrt där.
Okay, hello everybody. It took a little longer to grab some food today on the lunch. The bowling alley is packed. There's so many people watching and so many bowlers around. You get stopped to say hello to this one and the other one and the other one. But I kept an eye on the lanes and I tried to stay awake to see what was going on, even while I was eating a little bit and saying hello to so many bowlers from all over the world. We have more than 25 countries over here. An amazing squad of professionals and both amateurs, but super, super, super talented people. Previous squad, we had New 1400 by Nico Oksanen from Finland. He shot 14.04. That makes it two guys already with 200 over. That's Trevor and Nico. Shot 1400. Then we have Ethan Fury with 1393. And now we are bowling the second squad on Saturday. It's 1 p.m. in Sweden, Helsingborg, here at Olympia Bowling Alley. And we are entering game 3. So we're going to refresh the scores pretty soon. And I'll let you know who is doing what. We have some quite a few bowlers with around 460, 450. And I see quite a few with 400. I'm gonna wait another minute because it's one pair of lanes. They're just finishing their previous game, so we're gonna have the scores refreshed pretty soon. Okay, lane 1 and 2, we find the young Finnish guy Lukas Bananen. He did amazingly good at the end of June when he was bowling up here in Helsingborg, the Under 21 World Cup. Then doing okay scoring, we find Ben Robinson on lane 3 with 463. Luca Nazaro is got 453. On lane 5 and 6, we find Canon Saloma with 446 and Alexander Larsen 412. 7 and 8, we can find Peppe Consteri with 416. Mario Del Gaudio 418. Tim Stampe 406. On 9 and 10, we find Alec with 439 and Karsten with 410. Matthias Andendal 405. On 11 and 12, we can see Christopher Sloan with 414. Bjorn 443. Then moving on lane 13, 14, 15, and 16. On lane 15, we find Juhani Tonteri with 462. Jesper Svensson, 417. Jesper started with a game of 246, so that means on the previous game he shot somewhere around 170. It's not very easy, neither for the lefties. On 17 and 18, we find another PBA bowler. We find Francois Lebois with 452. Started with an open frame. Francois was drilling another ball right before the squat. Also on that pair, another two PBA bowlers, Santtu Tabainen from Finland, former PBA Rookie of the Year, and AJ Johnson. AJ is also fighting his way to try to get a good squat. He has not been that successful yet, not so lucky on the lane changing. AJ at the moment has 410. And then finally on lanes 19 and 20, we have Alexander Holm with 403. So, 3 squats to go with this one. Tomorrow, final start at 8 o'clock in the morning. 55 bowlers are going to be advancing into the final. Top 25 goes directly to step 2. The cut to make it into the final at the moment is at 90 over. The leader of the tournament, as I said, 244 over. We only had 2 squads above 1400, and actually on those 2 squads there was no 1300s. So it was either 1400 or 1200 and something, which means that these 2 guys did unbelievably good on their squats. Scores updated. Gonna let you know how's the ranking at the moment. We have up to 19 bowlers over par at the moment, so that's pretty good. One of the best squads so far in terms of scoring. First position we find from England, Ben Robinson, 463, games of 245 and 218. Second position, just one pin short, Juhani Tonteri, 462, 208, 254. Number 3 is the Italian guy, Luca Nazzaro, 453, games of 215 and 238. Number 4, we find from Canada, PBA bowler, Francois Lebois, Frankie Lebois, 452, very steady, 228, 224. Number 5, Karon Saloma from Finland, 446, 211, 235. Number 6, Denmark, Bjorn Jensen, 443, 208, and 235. Number 7, another United States bowler, Alec Keplinger, 439, 205, 234. Number 8, the Swedish superstar, Jesper Svensson, 417, so 246 on game 1, 171 on game 2. The first lady on the squad already in second position on these gateways for the women division. We find the Finnish girl Peppi Konsteri, daughter of Sami Konsteri, former Team Finland bowler, and I'm not sure he's still there because I haven't been bowling international national team events for quite a while. But Sami was also the Finland Team Finland coach. So Peppi Konsteri, 416. 211 on game 1, 205 on game 2. Number 10 in the squad at the moment is Chris Lohan from Ireland, 414, 203, 211. Then we find Santtu Taabainen, former PBA Rookie of the Year, 413 with games of 188 and 225. And then we find Alexander Larsen, 412, Karsten Hansen, 410, AJ Johnson, 410. Mario Del Gaudio from Italy, 408. Tim Stampe, 406. Matthias Ankerdal, 405. Alexander Holm, 403. And the last bowler over par is Giorgio Graganiello from Italy, 402. As we've been saying all week long, now it's time to do the job. Games 3 and 4, the lane starts to become a little bit drier. You start to be awake. You really need to be sharp on those decisions when you find that early transition. It's going to push you deeper into the lane. You want to move deeper, but you want to make sure that you don't send the ball too far to the corner, otherwise it's not going to make it back. We have seen so many shots going straight into the corner. Well, let's see what goes on. We see some striking on lane 9 and 11. They have two bowlers with the front 4, so that looks like a pair. It could be interesting to follow on this particular game. And pairings where you can find some PBA action, as I said, lanes 17 and 18, Francois Lebois, AJ Johnson, and Santtu Taabainen. Let me see what else is there. Lane 19 and 20. Also, we have Thomas Keiko from Finland, bowling a lot of PBA. So it's 5 PBA bowlers on that 4 lanes. Lane 13 and 14, we find Daniel McEwan. She's also trying to get that enough scoring to make it into the final. It's really looking a little bit tough for the girls. As I said, the pattern is drying up pretty quickly. Most of them, they don't have that much speed and that big amount of reps as the young or the two-handed bowlers. So they start a little bit further outside than most of them, but then when they hit some traffic, it's hard for them to move deep enough. I see in the chat we have some people again from all over the world. We find Thomas from Australia. Good evening from Australia, says Thomas. Good evening, buddy. Hope you stay with us for a little longer. And then we have Becky. She says good morning, everyone. So good morning to you, Becky. We have Petri. What do the monitors on each lane show? Do they show more than just the score? I mean, you talk about the screens on the top of the lanes. The screens on the top of the lanes, for sure, they show the score. I believe there is some more data on it, but it's a little bit too small for me to see on the screens. I'm gonna ask Daniel, maybe he knows. You know what this? What extra data do they have on the TV screens on the lanes beyond the scoring? Perhaps speed or something like that. We don't know. Yeah. I would say maybe the speed is shown there, but I'm not 100% sure, so I cannot really tell you. We have Per Krumlinde saying, I still believe 1325 will be the cut. There's no interrogation, so it looks like you affirm that. It looks like it's going to be a little bit lower. It's only 3 squats to go, and the cut at the moment is 90 plus. It's a lot of bowlers pretty near to that spot, so it should be somewhere around 90. Ryan Barnes said 95 yesterday. It could be right. Could be somewhere around the hundreds. It also depends on what happens on these 3 next squats that we are gonna witness. If some of the good bowlers who are still not there manage to find something that works for them, it may go a little bit higher. If those super bowlers still don't find what to do, they don't find a solution to get that score, then the cut may go a little bit lower. Yeah, I can clearly see we are already on game 3. There's a bunch of lanes with not many strikes actually. Lane 1 and 2, for example, they are entering frame 5, and between the 4 bowlers over there, it's only a couple of strikes. 3 and 4, pretty similar. They are already on the 6th frame. 3 strikes for Ben Robinson, who is actually the leader on the squad. Strike, 9 spare, 9 spare, 5-2, and a double. William Berggren, 6th frame, only 1 strike, couple of open frames. Tobias, 1 open frame, a couple of strikes. And Luca, who was actually 53 over, not a single strike yet. So we have quite few good bowlers on lane 3 and 4. We find the leader Ben Robinson. We find number 3 on the squad, Luca Nazzaro, and Tobias Birding is also quite a good bowler, but it's quite low scoring on that pair at the moment. On the other hand, if we move to lane 7 and 8, Pepe Consteri is doing quite good at the moment. 9 spare, 9 spare, and 4 in a row. Pepe has already, as I said before, 16 over par at the moment, 211 and 205. Hopefully we haven't jinxed her at all and she can carry on doing okay on this particular game and gain some advantage over par. She needs to do at least above 1234 to put herself above Nora Johansson, the local hero and the local superstar, to gain access through the gateway for the ladies. Pepe is going to make a shot now in lane 7. Missed a little bit out, but she's going to be safe. Just left the 2-pin over there. Lane 9 and 10, we see some striking over there by Matthias Ankedal. Front 6. And at the same camera on lanes 11 and 12, you can see Justin with spare and a triple. Chase Nadeau is also bowling on that pair. 9 spare, open frame and a double. And Christopher Sloan, spare, open frame and a double as well. So it's a little bit of striking here and there. Some pairs are really struggling at the moment, especially on lanes 1 and 2. And on 5 and 6, we find another bowler who's bowled quite a few squats. Is doing okay on this particular game. Spare and 5 in a row. Ronnie Leskinen. So as the game progresses, I'm going to remind everyone who is over the YouTube channel and watching us, if you have not done yet, please subscribe into our YouTube channel. It's 100% free, and the more of you who sign up, the better the YouTube algorithm is going to treat us. It's going to be easier to keep everything for free, and that's our main goal, to give you the chance to see the best bowlers in action from all over the world during the whole season. Bring you the best bowling, bring you the best action, and keep it 100% free. So if you have not yet subscribed, please do so. You just have to click the button, and we will be very grateful. Again, if anybody wants to do any question, if anybody wants to do any comment, we are more than happy to see people communicating with us and being part of the show. Um, we are all a big family, and that's what bowling should be about. We have to grow all together and support ones to the others. So, number one, thank you for being there. Number two, thank you for listening and watching. And number three, come on, go subscribe into the channel. You just have to click a button. Lane 9 and 10, Matthias managed to do number 7, so front 7. Now that I mentioned Matthias, it's sad that we don't see the young Norwegian kid coming into bowl. He had some issues with the train. It's sad he couldn't make it over here. We were expecting to see this guy. He did really well on the under 21 World Cup we had at middle late June. Bowled over 240 average. So yes, this guy can really bowl. Pretty young, 16-year-old, I believe. Super fast approach. Amazing to see. So sad that he won't be joining us. There you got the button. That's what I want you to do. Just click on subscribe into the Storm Lucky Larsen Masters YouTube channel for more PBA action, for more PBA Regional Sweden later on the year to come. Swedish National League. This year it's going to be dropping down from 12 to 10 teams, so that means it's going to compress the action even more. It's going to bring into more quality. Let's go back a little bit to lane 17 and 18 when we find those PBA bowlers. Francois Lavoie, open frame spare, open frame triple. Now he just got the 10 pin. It was a very late fall on that 10 pin. He's pretty pleased with that for sure. That makes it a full bagger. Santo is going to take a shot on lane 19. Spare strike, split, 9 spare double. Santo is already in front of the ball return. Bowling a little bit deeper than 25. This shot was somewhere around 27 in the arrow, so probably he's aiming on 26. It was too deep in the pocket, but lucky for him, it's only the 10 pin standing. Lanes 9 and 10, Matthias was trying to get for 300. He just left the 610 on frame number 8. So he's on a pace of 258 with the spare, and if he strikes out, it's going to be a 278. Bowling on his same pair, we have a lot of strikes also by Alec. 4-bagger open frame triple. Right beside them on the next pair, 11 and 12, Chase Nadeau, Christopher Sloan, who's now got a triple. Justin Urbano is also bowling there with a triple and a couple of spares. And another guy who's doing pretty good at the moment, it's on lane 5 and 6, Ronnie Leskinen with 9 spare and a 6-bagger. Quite some action and not easy pattern. Jesper is not finding the carries, not finding the strike. Jasper Svensson started this squad today with quite a high game. He shot 246, but game 2 he got a little bit into trouble with a game of 171. Jesper is not bowling in lanes 15 and 16, and he's got 8 spare, 8 spare, 8 spare, 9 spare, 8 spare, 8 spare, 9 spare. Gonna have to see what Jesper is able to pull out of his head on the next 3 games. He's definitely gonna have to take all his tricks, put them on play, and get the best out of it. Now we say Jesper is not having the easiest time of his life. What about his partner on the lane? Antonio Fiorentino from Italy is 80 pins lower than Jesper. So if Jesper is suffering, Fiorentino is suffering even more. Not easy. We have seen many of those super talented bowlers bowl over and over and over again, and many of them even having issues to find the par at the end of the squat. It's not an easy pattern, and absolutely less easy as soon as the troughing hits the lanes. Everybody's using kind of different strategies still, different approaches, different lines, so that causes the traffic to be quite different from one pair to the other. And since the lanes are not easy, some people don't really make big or drastic moves. They don't take much of a risk, and it's not paying out that good. Pepi Conseri doing quite okay on lane 7 and 8. 9 spare, full bagger, 9 spare, 9 spare, strike on the 9. She's going to take a shot on 10 frame to try to go all the way to 247. That would give her 64 over par after 3. And as I said, I'm pretty sure she's trying to get into the cut automatically, but if she doesn't, she needs to make sure she stays above the score of Nora Johansson to become the #1 girl. At the moment, there is, as I said, during the week, there's a few gateways to make it into the final. There's the Turbo in Game 5 and Game 6. There is 2 spots for the plus 50 bowlers. There's 2 spots for the under 21 bowlers. There's 2 spots for the girls. And there was 4 spots for the early birds. And that just happened to Ronnie Leskinen on lane 3 and 4. We have seen quite a few times. Ronnie had 9 spare, strike, 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 strike. And on the 8th frame, 3 and 4. I know it sounds crazy. It's not the phone number. It's probably missed a little bit too far to the corner. The ball went directly to the corner. He took 3, couldn't spare it. And that is quite an expensive frame. Lane 9 and 10, we see some striking for Alec Keplinger. He was currently running with 39 over, and if it strikes one more, it's going to become a 264 game, or 260, so he's going to be already on the nearly 100 over. I got the 4 pin, but still a good game. And it's going to be a good game as well for his partner on the pair at the moment, Matthias Ankerdal. One more strike for a 270. Let's see how he does. Yeah, very good shot, very solid, perfect strike. So it's going to go all the way for the 270 highs. Matthias was not very high, but he was over par. He had 405, so with 270 something, it's going to go all the way up to 80 and 83 if he strikes on the 12th. Now I'm watching at Pepi on lane 8. A little bit deep on the head pin, but no splits for her. So she could take the spare and bowl the 227 game. And that would put her on the 40 something over par, which is quite good. I see we have some messages over here. Matustiwski says, in my opinion, it even looks harder to be a lefty. It actually looks pretty hard all over the alley, all over the place. I believe Jesper has so much rev rate that Probably he doesn't want to jump into the reactive because it's going to push him so deep in the lane. He's trying to survive with the IQ 78. But if somebody can do that, that's going to be Jesper. He's super talented. We're not going to discover the tricks he can pull out of. And Zach has a sad face. Zach, why do you have such a sad face? Are you a lefty yourself? Are you rooting for some lefty? Let us know. Come on, people, start becoming a little bit more active in the chat. Francois Lobal, strike on the 10th, not on the 11th, so he's going to secure a 210 game. And when you don't find yourself a very high game, if you manage to survive, he had the split. He had a couple of splits on frames 1 and 3, so it was a nice recover for him. Can't believe Pepe couldn't spare on the 10th. She probably chopped the pin. She dropped down to 215, but still okay with 31 over. That's already a little bit higher above par than she had. Oh, look at that move. Jesper just grabbed the reactive ball. He moved deeper on the lane. He had the solid 7, but it looks like he's trying to find a different solution. The 78 or the urethane outside or a little bit more outside wasn't really working for him. He did very good on game 1, but game 2 and game 3 are not paying out for him. It's going to be another game of 170. So it's going to be interesting to see what Jesper is going to find as a solution by bowling reactive and moving deeper. Daniel McKeown bowling on 13 and 14. She's also quite deep already. It's not so usual that you see girls bowling beyond 20, 24, 20, around 20 to 25 in the arrows. Maybe we see that more often on Daria Payak, but not so many other women bowl that deep inside, and especially not that early in the squad. But there's a lot of traffic on the lanes. There's a lot of burning in the middle. So if you want to succeed, you just got to get deeper and deeper and try to find a way that the ball is going to skid through the heads and save enough energy to the back. They probably need to start spinning the ball a little bit more sideways so the ball goes even a little bit longer and giving them a little bit of extra backhand motion. Jennifer Carlson, should it be possible to bowl with a spare ball to compensate the difficulty of oil pattern? That's quite a good question. Perhaps one of those spare balls with a little bit of a bigger core inside, that could be in a way a solution. Perhaps a plastic ball with a proper core. If you bowl a little bit slower, it for sure would skid better on the heads than any reactive resin. It would go longer for sure. It would allow you to not to have to send it too far to the corners. And actually, it's quite a good suggestion. But even if the lanes are drying up quite drastically, to put a plastic ball on play, I mean, from reactive resin to plastic is a huge window. So it's not super easy, but actually it's something at some point could be interesting to give it a try. That was a very good question, Jennifer. Are you a bowler yourself? I believe so. Let us know. Glenn Tanner, who's leading for the women? For the women at the moment, the leader is Nora Johansson. I believe it's 12:34. I'm gonna check out to make sure I did not tell you the wrong score. But I believe it's 12:34, and Pepe Consteri is number 2 with 12:28. But I'm gonna tell you 100% for sure right away. Yes, Nora Johansson 12:34 and Pepe Consteri 12:28. Pepe is now on 31 over, so 3 games to go. She could make it above Nora. Probably Nora's going to bowl another squad at some point. We have 2 more squads going on a little bit later on. And now it's about to end this game number 3. There was some people doing okay. There was some people struggling quite much. So we will have to see what goes on in a couple of minutes when we can update the scores and give you better information. Darren Mead, what game are you in? We are going to start game 4 on this second squad on the day. 2 more squads to go. Final start tomorrow, 8 a.m. Central European Time, 6 hours less in Eastern United States coast. Jennifer, perhaps not a go-to, but I've done it on some really short and dry patterns. Yeah, yes, bowler, but absolutely no pro. No, but even if you're not a pro, you are quite smart on the way you see the game. It's actually it could be a solution. Maybe not to bowl obviously 3 games in a row, but if you find yourself on one of those pairs that it becomes really really tricky, and since those guys are bowling so many squats, maybe it could be one of those moments to survive on that pair. Make sure that you make 190 instead of 150, and because after all, the cut is not that high. You need to bowl perhaps somewhere around 100 over. It's going to be enough to make it into the final. So what you want to make sure is that you don't drop down 50 or 60 pins, and some of these guys are doing. That's what's happening. They bowl 240, 240, and then all of a sudden it comes a game of 160, 150, 140, and that is very difficult to make it back from there. Darren, thanks. Thank you, buddy, for asking. It's been fun watching. Thank you. Keep watching. We're gonna keep on having a lot of fun. It's a lot of amazing bowlers yet to bowl. Still 2 more squads. Some people, even the pros, are not yet into the final. They need to find a way to produce that score. And for example, we see on 13 and 49, Francois Leroy, 662. But former PBA Rookie of the Year, Santu Tabainen, 9 on the first frame, so it's slightly short to par. Means he needs 700 and something on the next 3. Not easy. AJ Johnson as well, he's been trying over and over again. He cannot find a way to do it. Jesper Svensson, 7 under par. It's a bunch of amazing good bowlers over there, and it's not really finding the way. 6 games blocks, yes, that's correct. We are bowling squads of 6 games. Tomorrow on the final, step 1 is going to be 5, starting from scratch. I see another talking there. Cian Clokey Chase is very slow, isn't he? You're talking about his bowling rhythm or the ball speed? I want you to be a little bit more specific. I think ball speed, everyone's trying to produce a little bit of higher speed. If you mean about this bowling pace, it could be that he's thinking a little bit more, trying to decide what to do, trying to focus a little bit more. Obviously, younger kids today, some of them are so fast that it's even hard to follow them. But as a PBA event, obviously, that's one of the things that is being taken care of, that make sure that nobody is bowling too slow and that nobody is making the squat getting delayed or making that the other bowlers need to wait too much for them. Okay, we're gonna get some scores update pretty soon. We just have a new tool showing up on the streaming on cameras from lane 13 to 16 and cameras from 17 to 20. You can see the Specto live over there, so you get a little bit more of information or a little bit more detailed information on what bowlers are doing, what type of lines, speed, etc., etc. We are going to update the scoring real soon. After 3 games, I'm going to let you know who's on the top, who's doing okay, who survived the first transition or the first kind of strong transition of the squad. And we're going to see who is on the lead. Okay, here are the scores. Number 1, Alec Keplinger, United States, 692. That's a very good score after 3. 205, 234, 253. Number 2, Matthias Ankedal from Denmark, 683. So games of 213, 192, and the last game 278. Ben Robinson, who was getting into some trouble on lane 1 and 2, but he managed to survive. Let me make sure I'm not saying anything wrong. Was it on 1 and 2 or was it on 3 and 4? 3 and 4, because he's now bowling on 19 and 20. But Ben Robinson managed to come back to 20 on that last game. So Ben Robinson is also with 83 over par, games of 245, 218, and 220. Number 4, we have Francois Lavoie. Pretty steady squad so far. 662, 228, 224, and 210. Number 5, Juhani Tonteri from Finland. 39 over par. He already found some issues on game 3. Juhani shot 208, 254, and 177 on that previous game. Number 6 in the squad, Pepi Konsteri. 31 over, games of 211, 205, and 215. Right behind Pepi, we find another Finnish guy, Karon Salloma, with 627, games of 211, 235, and 181. Number 8, Denmark, Bjorn Jensen, 13 over par, also dropped down a few pins on this last game with a game of 170. Number 9, Max Lorenz, the son of a German coach. And Max is with 8 over par, 213, 171, 224. And 1 pin above par, Karsten Hansen from Denmark. And right on par, Chris Sloan from Ireland and Luca Nazaro from Italia. Luca he shot 147 on that last game. Sloan 186, Karsten 191. And we dropped down to only 12 bowlers on par or above. So it is happening one more time. This game number 3, it's not really the easiest one, and I can say in game number 4, it's usually not an easy one as well. We have another message down here. Midnight, good day, sir. Check, do you normally aim at the arrow or bake a box? For me, I look at the arrows. I got used to it when I was very little, and what I do is I use my standing position in the approach to determine where my breakpoint's going to be. So I'll give you an example. Let's say I want to put the ball on 5, down on the breakpoint on 5, and I'm bowling on the arrows on 5. Then since I'm walking straight, I'm gonna make sure that the ball is bouncing on the foul line on board number 5. If I want to keep the breakpoint on board number 5, but I'm shooting somewhere on the 10th board on the arrows, then I'm gonna have to drop the ball on 15 on the foul line. That's pretty much how I use it. It's quite simple. It's very easy to do the numbers mathematically. Another example, breakpoint at 5, and I'm shooting on the arrows on 15. Okay, so from 5 to 15, that's 10 boards. So I need to be on the foul line. The ball needs to be on 25. 25 on the foul line, 15 on the arrows. That's going to end up on a breakpoint on 5. For me, it was, as I said, it's a thing of muscle memory. I got used to look at the arrows when I was a young kid, so I kept that way. I know quite a bunch of bowlers who try to look further down, like they look at the breakpoint directly. And a bunch of the young kids who bowl two-handeds, they actually look at somewhere in the foul line. They look much closer than those of us who look at the arrows, or some of those who look at the dots before the arrows. It's quite personal. I think you just have to find which system works best for you. For me, try to start looking at the breakpoint. It wasn't working, and I'll give you an example. It's a lot easier to make a basket from just below the basket area than, or another way to say, it's easier to make a free throw and get it in than if you go to the middle of the court and try to, unless you are Stephen Curry, try to put the ball inside the basket from half the court. What I mean, it's for me, it's a lot easier to aim and hit my target on the arrows than if I try to point down there, 40, 45 feet down the lane. Um, and then, as I said, since I have a very simple system to find my breakpoint anyway, if I hit the right target and I finish on the right spot on the foul line, then the ball's going to make it into that particular breakpoint. Okay, I'm going to have a look on the. Well, I've been watching, but I'm going to try to find those who are on the top of the list on this particular squad. Let me find them. Let's see, where is everybody? Alec. Let me find Alec. Okay, Alec is bowling on lanes 5 and 6, 7 spare double, 6 spare and 9. Yeah, he dropped a few pins with those 7 and 6, but at least he managed to spare every single one of them. Matthias Ankerdal from Denmark. Let me have a look, see if I can find Matthias. Matthias is bowling on lanes 13 and 14. He's got the double 9 spare strike. Then Ben Robinson, we said he moved, so he should be. Where did you go, Ben? Oh yeah, over here. Sorry, I lost him. Ben is on lane 19 and 20. Strike 9 spare, 9 spare strike, 8 spare strike. So no open frames for him either. Then we have Frankie Lavoie. Frankie, where did you go? Oh my God, there's too many bowlers. I get lost at some point. Frankie was bowling somewhere in here. There, yeah, he had to be there, and he is there. Frankie is on lane 13 and 14. No open frames. Strike 9 spare, 9 spare, and strike. So no one seems to be doing any high from the highest spots in the ranking, but no open frames for them either. Pepi Consteri, she's on 6th position on this squad. Let's see what Pepi is doing at the moment. Pepi is bowling on 3 and 4. She got a strike and a split, but then she had a double, 9 spare and 6 spare, so she's currently 7 under par. But the fact that she had a double, hopefully she can do a few more strikes. Midnight says, thanks for clarification, sir. Started bowling last October. I'm loving the game and trying to learn as much as possible. Good luck with your bowling. It's always nice to have people coming into the game and loving it and wanting to learn more. Since you are a beginner, I would say you want to focus number one on timing. Make sure it doesn't matter if you bowl one hand or two hands. Just make sure you get your body into the foul line before the ball does. If you look at professional bowlers in slow motion, you will notice that the foot is almost flat in the foul line and the ball still on the back of the swing, parallel to the floor. That should be the number one priority for you as a beginner. Number two priority, make sure that your swing is quite straight, or at least make sure it never goes behind the body. That should help you become much better at aiming. If you bowl one-handed, definitely you don't want to produce the swing. You want to let the ball move the arm for you. And if you have any other questions, just go ahead and ask me. I'm going to try to give you the best answer possible. Matt Tusweski, any lefties qualified for the finals? I believe so, but now you got me because Eric Jones did. Yeah. Oh, true, James. So we have Eric Jones from United States. He's already on the finals, and James Blomgren, the Swedish superstar, former world champ, he's also qualified for the final already. Thank you, Daniel. Now we see some striking on 9 and 10 for Daniel McEwen. 9 spare, 9 spare, triple. On the previous game, I just said to you guys that she was moving quite deep in the lanes, and I just saw Jesper on lane 20 for the 5th time on these streamings, not releasing the ball when he gets into the foul line, but taking a break and coming back into the ball return. Not sure what's happening. Maybe he got distracted by some kind of a sound or a noise, or not really sure. If I have a chance to, hopefully he bowls good enough so I don't have to really bother him and really go and and ask him, because if he's not bowling that good, it's. I remember my days of a bowler when I had the bat squad. The last thing I wanted to do is talk about whatever happened on that squad. So let's cross our fingers, hope that Jasper goes higher and higher, and we can find out why he had been having those issues. Um, for those of you who follow the PBA Tour, you don't see Jasper throwing reactive that often. If you want to see him bowling reactive, he looks unbelievable. He's at the moment at the cameras streaming on lane 19 and 20. Well, the cameras are streaming lanes 17 to 20. The Italian guy seems to be doing a little bit better. Luca Nazzaro, he's shot 147 on game 3, but now he's slowly recovering. He started with 9 spare, 9 spare, split 6 spare, but now it's a 4 in a row, so it's doing a lot better. Slowly catching up. Back to Pepi on 3 and 4. She managed to make another double, so now she's currently already on par on this game. She's going to throw frames 9 and 10 to try to get that gap even a little bit higher. Pepe is doing quite good on this particular squad. She's currently at the 6th position with 31 over. And as we said before, the current leader on the girls division, it's Nora Johansson with 34 over. So that would give Pepe a chance to overcome that score and almost 100% guarantee her spot in the final. If we go to the other side of the bowling center and we go to lanes 1 and 2, we find 2 PBA bowlers bowling together, the whole squad, Santu Tabainen and AJ Johnson. They are both struggling, not only on this squad, but on several previous squads. They are super talented. They can have so many different tools and they have an amazing technique. But as we have been saying, it's quite a tough and demanding pattern, and especially not easy when you follow the traffic. You need to be very awake and never be coward to do some bigger moves and bigger changes. Let's find our leader of the squad, Alec. He was doing 92 over. And spare, spare, double, 6, 9 spare, 9 spare, 9 spare. So he's exactly at the par, but he still has frames 9 and 10 to try to get that a little bit higher. Just ask for a pen so I can write down on which lane everyone is bowling. Otherwise, I spend too much time trying to find them on the lanes and it's not easy. So Alec is on lane 6. Matthias Ankerdal was on lane 13, and Matthias is doing pretty good. Matthias Ankerdal from Denmark, 83 over par. And now he has a double 9 spare, strike 9 spare, and a triple. I'll tell you again, bowling on lane 13 if you want to follow him. Ben Robinson, 83 over as well, bowling on lane 20. And Ben has a score of 167 on the 9th frame. He shot strike on the 10th frame. He's going to try to double that one so he can get as close as possible to the par. The next one we want to see is Frankie. Frankie Lavoie is on lane 14. And he had a split, so Frankie Lavoie just had an open frame on frame number 8. He needs to make a strike on the 9th, on the 10th to be able to make 206. And Jesper with the reactive resin bowling quite deep inside. The ball read a little bit way too early for him. Another PBA who is suffering a lot at the moment is Christopher Sloan on lanes 7 and 8. Sloan was on the par with 203, 211, and 186. He's now left the baby split. Is on frame number 6 with 9 spare, 9 spare, 5, 2, 7, 1, 8 spare, and now the baby split. Not a funny day for him. So let's go to another of the guys who's doing okay on that squad with his Juhani Tonteri from Finland. He was with 39 over par. And Juhani is now bowling on lane. Let me find him. Where are you, Juhani? Yeah, lane 12 for Mr. Tonteri. 8 spare triple, 9 miss, strike, 9 spare. So he's on a pace of 7 over par at the moment. 3 frames to go for him. The next one is Peppi. Peppi, we said she was bowling on 3 and 4, and bad news for Peppi. She had a big split on the 10th frame. Let's see if she can get it. At least the 8 pin is not there. It's only the 2, the 4, and the 10. So that is one of my favorite spares actually. I have a much better rate on that spare than the baby split. Peppi, lane 3. Let's see if she gets the spare. Hook a little. Oh, it hooked too much actually. Yeah, it looked like it wasn't going to get there, but then it ended up hooking too much. So that's a game of 186 for Peppi at the moment. She's going up to 818. Peppi was on lane 4, so she's gonna move right, and then it's gonna be on lane 8. So I make sure I find her later on. Karon Saloma, also from Finland, was 27 over, and I think I just saw him doing some strikes. Let me find him again. He was doing some strikes on lane 2, but now he had an open frame on the 9th, so he's just gonna bowl the par. AJ Johnson just managed to double on the 10th to save also the par on this particular game. And unless we see somebody scoring high games, it's not gonna be that many people doing okay after 4 games. Let's go back to the chat, see how much more text is over there. Thomas Dahl, what is the price for the event and what does it cost to participate? Well, it has been different entry fees. It was a little bit cheaper at the beginning of the tournament with the early birds, approximately $130 for the entry fee. Then as the tournament moved on, it was $150 for the entry fee, and now today is the last day in competition is about $175. The first prize, I'm gonna let you know, not only a PBA title if you're a PBA member. First place, 165,000 Swedish crowns. That's about $17,000. Second place, about $13,000. 3 and 4 are gonna get around close to $10,000, and positions 5 to 8 they're gonna get about $5,000, and it's gonna be cashing all the way down to position number 55, which is gonna be about $800. Let's see who else is talking over there. Joachim, hello. Quite a few pros have missed the cut and are not registered for any more stats. I assume there is a QE system for... Yes, absolutely. There is a waiting list. Even if they are down on the waiting list, I'm going to give you a couple of information that happened. For example, Trevor, before he shot 1444, he was on the waiting list. He was quite down on the waiting list. He thought he was not going to bowl that squad, but just 10 minutes before the squad began, he found his spot and he got those 244 over. This morning, the guy from Gibraltar, Jamie Hickey, he was on the waiting list on the position 64 on the waiting list, and he ended up bowling the squad in the morning. So A lot of cancellations. Also, Saturday morning, Friday night might have been a little bit crazy for some people, and that could have made a little bit of extra cancellations. Then we have Unai. Buenas, Unai, un abrazo. How important is to know to stop a shot when you don't feel good? Well, I would say it's very important, especially when you're bowling on tougher conditions where you don't want to give up a single pin or a single frame. So it's another skill that must be learned when you're about to release the ball. If you feel it's not going to be the right shot, why let it go? Why let the ball go? You definitely don't do it. You just keep the ball in the hand, and then you walk back to the ball return, drop the ball, breathe a couple of times, make sure you dry your hand skin, and go for it all over again. It's nice to see how many people is talking to us and how many interesting topics and questions you guys are popping to us. Um, we are almost done with game 4. I'm gonna have to wait for my technician guy to come back so I can get a proper score refreshing. But as soon as they move into the next pair, since we can see the scores on the lanes from Lane Talk, it's gonna be not that difficult to let you know what goes on. For example, Matthias Ankerdal, who was on lane 13, is strike out on the 10th for a 238 game. So Matthias now has 921. That's 121 over after 4. Matthias is doing real good. I believe Matthias, since he's on the left lane on 13, is now going to move to lane 9. I'm going to write that down so I can keep an eye on him. Alec is going to bowl on lane 1 at the moment. He managed to save a 199 game, so he dropped down only 1 pin. He's currently standing with 891. And his first shot on lane 1, it went directly to the left side. It was almost a Brooklyn, so it looks like that lane is going to hook a little bit more than the previous one did for him. Then we had Ben Robinson, who was bowling on lane 20. So he should be on lane 4, but the scores are not there yet. I'll let you know pretty soon. Francois Lavoie just ended up with a turkey on the 10th frame to shoot 196. So Francois is now sitting down with 58 over par. Not the highest score, but still you can work something with it. Francois was on lane 14. So he should move to 18, but there's other people on 18, so I'm gonna have to wait and see. So even if the score is on one side, it goes to the other side. Okay, now I see. So Matthias is not going to lane 8. Matthias is actually on lane 18. That was a small trick that Lane Talk did to me over there. Thank God I got a good pen here and I can write down things. So if Ben was on 20, that means he was on 19. So that means he should go into 15, but they're not yet done on lane 15 and 16. So we will confirm in a few seconds. Okay, see more people is talking. David Fenech, it's so refreshing to see multiple lines and different balls being used and not having everyone bowl more or less the same line with the same ball. I agree with you. It is one of the things we are very happy about on this event is that we see many different approaches, and it's really good for the new generations. We could see actually by the super talented PBA bowler Ethan Fury. He shot 3 different lines and 3 different ways. He succeeded really good with each one of them. The first high squat he did, he was bowling quite deep inside, but not lofting the ball at all. He was just letting the ball roll on the lane. He did unbelievable good. Second squat he did really good. He was on a very similar line, but lofting the ball a little bit more. He said the lanes were a little bit more dry, or he felt the lanes a little bit more dry than they were on his previous attempt. And then on his amazing third squat, he didn't score that much because he shot 150 on the last game. but he did it on a complete different way. He was using a urethane ball. He was bowling parallel on around the 10th board, pretty close to the penalty zone. And after 5, he was with 1350 something. So he was doing really good. Now, let me see again. So that means Frankie should go to 11, I believe. We're going to find out soon. There's a couple of lanes that are slightly delayed. Pepe is only 19. So Pepe Constetti, leading girl on the squad at the moment with 18 above par. She's gonna bowl on lane 19. Francois Lavoie, PBA bowler, currently gonna bowl on lane 9. He started with a 9 miss, not good news, but he was with 58 over, so we will have to see what goes on. What else do we see? Ben Robinson, 70 over, is now bowling on lane 15. That's right. Juho Tonteri. Let me find Juho. Yeah, Juho is on lane 7. And he has a score of 42 over. We're gonna get an update right away. So after 4 games, Matthias Ankertol from Denmark, 921, so 121 over par. Second place is Alec Keplinger from United States, 91 over. Ben Robinson, third position, 70 over. Frankie Lavoie, number 4, 58 over. Juhani Tonteri, I was just telling you about, bowling on lane 7, 842. Karon Saloma from Finland, 27 over. And now we have a new battle for the ladies division. Pepe Constetti, 18 over. And Daniel McEwen, 8 over. So we're going to have to follow Daniel as well. Let me find where Daniel is bowling at the moment. Okay, Daniel is on lane 5. So now I have more or less the people who's on the top of the ranking. I have written down in which lane they are bowling at the moment. So it should be easier to follow the action and keep you informed a little bit faster. It's not easy. It's too many bowlers, too many lanes. Yes, thank you, Glenn. She's on 5 and 6. Glenn is asking, what is the oil pattern for the tournament? Actually, if you go to the webpage, luckylarsen.se, Larsen with a single S, you find everything in there, from the oil pattern to the squats, which bowler is going to bowl on each squat. I believe someone said yesterday that if you look for Lucky Larsen 2025 on the Kegel library, the pattern should be there as well. I haven't really checked that out, but for sure on the web page of the Lucky Larsen event, luckylarsen.se, you can find that one. You're welcome, buddy. Okay, now we have Thomas. I have already asked Thomas and Becky. Thomas, I missed the answer. What was it? Becky, you want to know about the entry fees and... Oh, you got that already. Lovely. Lobo to me. Nora, it's 12:34 exactly. She's the leader for the women division at the moment. And Pepe She was second with 12.28, so it's only 34 pins above par. And we have Pepe now with 18 over, 2 games to go, and Daniel McEwan 8 over, 2 games to go. Daniel had moved quite deep inside on the lane. We talked about it at the end of game 3, and it paid out very well for her on game 4. She managed to shoot 242. Okay, let me see back to the action. Uh, Matthias, I've written down, he's bowling on lane 18, and I'm right now. It's going to be a little bit easier to follow the action. That's lovely. Matthias, the leader of the squad, 121 over. He's got 9 spare strike, 9 spare. Bowling on the same camera, but just 1 pair to the right. We find Pepe Constary, 7 spare, 9 spare strike. Pepe is also pretty deep on the lane already, so it's looking good. Then Daniel was on lane 5, strike, but open frame. Now she's going to bowl on lane 5, her third frame. Yeah, she's pretty deep inside, beyond 25. Flat 10. So, as we were saying, they're going to need to try to spin the ball even a little bit more to make sure they produce that entry angle into the pocket. The guy from United States, Alec Keplinger, 91 over, now bowling on lanes 1 and 2. He just managed to make a 4-bagger, so it's a 9 spare and 4 in a row for him. Very good for Alec. Then we had Ben Robinson on lane 15, 7 spare, 6 and 3. Not good news for Ben at the moment. Francois Lavoie on lane 9 and 10. He's got the 9 miss, 7 spare, 9 spare, and strike. And Yohu Tonteri, who was with 42 over. It's on 7 and 8 with a strike, 9 spare, 8 spare. Sloan fell on the lane. Oh, that was the fall on lane 3 for Christopher Sloan. So it's the third time that somebody has issues on the approach on lane 3. Not good news. And I know the guys were working on it last night. They make sure that everything was set up the right way, that there was no problems over there. Okay, so we are here in Olympia Bowling in Helsingborg. It's second squad of the day, last day of the qualifying rounds for the Storm Lucky Larsen Masters 2025. A lot of action yet to go. The current cut into the final is 90 over. There's a few bowlers on this squad that could do a little bit more than that, so the cut could slowly go up and up and up, a little bit higher. Let's see how high that gets by the end of the day. For those of you who are not watching the streaming from lanes 13 to 20, just let you know that we have been able to add the Specto Live over there, so you can see a little bit more of what's going on, not only just the shots, but find out where are they shooting from, what speed are they doing, how many reps, etc., etc. Let's go back and follow a little bit of the action. Matthias Ankendal, the leader, bowling on lane 18. He just had an open frame, so 9 spare strike, 9 spare, 8 and 1. He's gonna now take a shot on lane 18 for his 5th frame of the game. solid 10, but that looked pretty good. At least he gets the ball into the pocket. Should be able to survive it. Now we go to Alec Keplinger from United States, 91 over, bowling on lanes 1 and 2. He's currently with a spare and a 5-bagger. He's going to take one more shot now on lane number 1. Let's see what he can do. He's so far left, he's out of the camera perspective. You can only see half the ball over there. But as soon as he starts walking, there we go. Okay, that's a okay frame when you don't do it that good. Just a 2-pin, easy spare. Then let's go back to lane 15 where Ben Robinson is bowling. Ben, he got an open frame on frame 2, but now he's got a double, so slowly coming back from that small mistake. Then we move our eyes to lane number 9 where Frankie Lavoie just got another strike. So 9 miss, 7 spare, 9 spare, and a triple for Frankie. Actually, he just made a 4-bagger on lane 9. Is making his body on the lane Magnus speed up because Frankie got the strike on lane 9 before Magnus did his spare on the 10th. If we go to Juho Tonteri, he's bowling on lane 7 and strike 9 spare, 8 spare, and a double. And if we move to the corner of the alley, Pepi Conseri, lane 19, 7 spare, 9 spare, strike 7 spare, 7 split, 0. She's going to take a shot on lane 20 now. She's moving in front of the ball return, so she's also pushing her game deep inside. That was a very nice shot, tripped the 4-pin forward. And finally, Daniel McEwen on 5 and 6. Daniel is also bowling quite deep inside. 5 and 6, we have been told over and over again, is quite a tough pair. Not good news for Daniel, but she has a lot of talent, so she probably can save this one way or the other. That was a nice way of taking the 3-6-10. Back to 1 and 2. Alec Keplinger. Same as the previous one, a little bit short in the pocket, 2 pins standing there. I don't see on here if it's the, yeah, it is, it's the 2 and the 8. A little bit harder to spur than just the 2-pin, but it shouldn't be a problem for a guy this talented. Move back to lane 18 where Matthias Ankerdal, current leader with 121 over, is not really finding a way to strike so much. He's got the 9 spare strike, 9 spare, 8 and 1, 9 spare, and now he just left the 2-8. Alec takes the 2-8 on lane 2. Let's see what Matthias does on 17. He also took the 2-8. That's pretty good for them. Back to Ben Robinson on lane 15. 1 open frame, 1 double, so he's currently 9 behind the par. Let me remind you, we are on game 5. That's a turbo game, so if anybody shoots more than 277, which is the current highest game on the turbo, that would give them the chance to overcome that turbo and get a free ticket into the step 1 in the final. Pepi Conseri, another split, lane 19. She's dropping down a few pins now. And we have been seeing this kind of progression in many of the girls. They manage to do quite okay on fresh, but then when they hit deep in the traffic, the lanes become very, very tricky. It's hard for them to cross the lane far enough. And she got that split again. That's gonna pull her a little bit. That's gonna pull her a little bit down and lower. So she's 3 frames to go for Pepi. She needs to strike out to save the par. And we're gonna take a 5-minute break. I need to go 1 second. I need to go take my pills, my medicine. I'll be right back in 5 minutes. All right, I'm back. Just took a very short break. It's many hours sitting down here and needed to, visit my friend. Uh, and on the way back, I just found a young, talented bowler. I'm gonna let you introduce yourself, Dan. Let us know who you are. Let us know where you come from.
I'm Dan Harding from Manchester, England. It's like the second time I've been here, so it's really good experience. So it's the closest thing I've got right now until I can go to the PBA next year. So it's
That's
awesome.
that's nice. It's good that I asked you Manchester. You say so. Now the question is obligated. Are you a red one or a blue one?
A blue one,
A blue
never
one.
red. Red is
Okay.
dirty.
So you're happy with my colleague Pep Guardiola?
Oh, it looks just like you.
Yeah, smart and bold, isn't it?
Exactly that.
Dan, you've been bowling quite a few squats already. How many squats have you tried already?
So I believe I've done 5 right now, with one more to go, because I felt like the early birds were like a really good opportunity to get like an easier way through into the cut and not so stressed and put a nice, good score right before having to feel like I have no squads left.
I understand. What's your score at the moment?
1297.
1297.
Yeah.
It was on the early birds.
Yes, yeah.
Does it make you
I,
into the final? Looks like,
I
right?
think so. I think
Should
so.
be
I haven't
at
really
the
looked at the
moment. The
scores.
cut is 90 over. It's only this squat and a couple more to go. So even 97, maybe it's enough even without using the early bird.
Oh, for sure. I had some people tell me that they think the cut's going to be 1400, and
1400.
yeah, and then
Oh my, that's
as long as
even.
yeah,
I thought that was crazy when I said at the beginning of the week 150 over, but
yeah,
200 over. That's like
yeah, I got
that might be the TV show
for sure.
cut.
And then when we started going more into the tournament and things, it just got lower and lower and lower, and it seems like once it gets like game 3, it gets really really tricky out there.
That's what I've been telling all the week. Every time I look at the scores, I see a bunch of bowlers 450, 460, 480. And then you look again on game 3, and it's like they drop down to 630, 650, 640, 620. It's a lot of traffic. Definitely, traffic it's becoming quite an issue. And for what I've been seeing on the screens, I haven't bowled, so that's why I'm asking each one of you who come here. The trickiest part seems to be the middle lane. It looks like the middle lane is very dry. It burns up very quickly. It looks like. How old are you now?
I'm 20
20. So for your generation, that you have guys get used to a lot of use of urethane, a lot of use of surface,
for sure.
and this one is completely the opposite. You don't want any surface on the ball. You don't want to grip the ball.
No, so when I first saw the pattern, I said to myself, this is gonna, because of how the center is as well, because the center likes to hook quite a bit.
Hmm.
I made a decision at home that I was just gonna bring quite soft balls and not much surface, because it's only like 30 feet of oil, I believe, and then it's just buff after
Yeah,
that.
even a little shorter, I would say. It's when you look at the numbers, it says 44 feet and 29 mils, but all the oil is pretty much from the foul end to the arrows,
Exactly that,
and then
exactly
it's
that.
only the brush going down, so it dries up quite quickly. Uh,
Which can be a good thing. Like yesterday, I noticed that Ryan, and I did it in yesterday's squad as well, and actually had a bit of a better squad than I have had for the last few.
mhm,
Starting with a spare ball in practice up like 13,
mhm.
and trying to just push a little bit more of the
Push the
oil
oil
in.
a little bit forward, yeah.
Obviously, it has to be on every lane, right? Everyone's got to do that if you're going to see a massive change.
Mm.
But the scores I feel like are so low because everyone's started so far left, so,
Yeah,
and the
that
shot
that is
making
one of the issues. We see people on the warm up already shooting somewhere around 23, 24 on the arrows, and you start thinking yourself, okay, if you start already in there, where are you gonna end?
you're going to run out of boards pretty quick.
Another thing, we still see some people, and that honestly, first 3, 4 days of bowling, I could still understand, but now after so many days and so many games where you can see it's not working, why is there some people still giving any surface to the ball for the fresh?
I think it's because everyone wants to see really early hook because of the environment we're in now, where
Mm.
they're trying to look for the most control, right? So when they're still using a bit surface, trying to get the most control and not so much down lane, it creates a better look, and especially on a pattern like this where you can get like a
Yeah,
bigger
you
core
you want the control. Obviously, you don't want to get yourself onto very sensitive balls from start.
for sure.
But then, on the other hand, due to the format, where you do your warm up is where you're gonna end up bowling your sixth game.
Yeah,
So if you start getting that lane dry and dry way too early, when you get back there on the sixth game, it's like bowling in hell.
yeah, for sure. And I think definitely the biggest thing is, like you say, is that because you're in practice and it doesn't really make a difference. By the time you get there, you're already 2-3 hours left of where you were in the start, and because everyone's starting so left and people wanting to use surface moving left,
Mm.
it actually makes it horrible. It makes it horrible to get back onto that pair and see what happens. Because definitely, I think that maybe I'm not 100% sure, but it could be the smaller cores could work,
Hmm.
like smaller cores.
A little bit more higher RG,
Yeah,
lower differential.
I've just drilled a Havoc Revolt,
Okay,
one
how
of
that
those.
does work? What are the
I've,
numbers on that ball?
oh, it's like 8 years old. I could not tell you. It's so
Mm.
old right now. I went downstairs and Patrick was like, "I got one of these old Havoc Revolts here I used
Hmm.
to throw," and he loved it and was like, "Let's see if this works." And we plugged it and drilled it yesterday, and we'll see how that goes. I think that could be quite a good ball to keep myself a little straighter and
You're
not.
not bowling for a motive, right?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Motive stuffer. I was thinking maybe uh, some of the top thrills, stuff like that, which
Yeah.
should cross the lanes a little bit easier. If you want to go to a little bit more high performance ball, but also going long, maybe some of the Supra
Yeah,
line.
I really do like the Super Clutch. That's really good towards the later blocks.
Hmm.
The Steel Forge has been so good.
How clean is that one? Because it looks
It's
like it hooks a lot, but it's not that early, right?
so it's a pearl. It's a big ball, big core. I think it's like a 2.55
Hmm.
RG on it.
Well, like every forge is
Yeah, yeah,
like
it's
big core
yeah,
inside of
and
them,
it's pretty rolly. So
but
it
it's a lot cleaner on the heads than.
yeah, so the cover makes you want to get through the front part of the lane quite well.
Looks like they went for the complete extreme. That what's it called?
Sub Zero.
blue for Sub Zero. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
for sure. And I just the rolliness of it, because the core is so rolly and it's like to see the lane quite well.
Hmm.
The core and the cover combination makes it quite really good to get through the front part of the lane and not be so violent down the lane
No,
because the
no.
core's so rolly.
Mm.
It's really nice.
And what about if we talk a little bit of technique? Did you have to adapt a little bit in order to make the ball work better in this specific pattern? I guess
Oh,
a lot less gripping, a little bit weaker
for sure.
wrist,
Yeah,
even dropping down some reps.
yeah, for sure. I feel like uh, I've had to like especially through the week,
Hmm.
I've had to really think about maybe getting a little bit more access on the ball to get it a little bit more through the lane.
Make it go longer, right?
Yeah, for sure, and just trying to see what happens in that sense. But it's all about speed. I think here it's about speed and just repeating. If you don't repeat, you're getting punished every shot here.
Yeah, you need to be consistent. You need to be smart. You need to be calm. I mean,
Mm.
it's a very demanding event after all. You need to take care of so many things. As soon as you drop any of those pieces, it's like everything collapses.
For sure.
And we have seen that happening to the best bowlers in the planet, the best bowlers out there. So many squads of 240, 240, 160 out of nowhere, 240, 250, 150, 150. We've seen it happening to AJ Johnson. We've seen it happening to Jesper Spencer, for example. Jesper started with 246, but then it's 171, 176,
Yeah.
and
It's a horrible slow grind, and I think the biggest issue with it is obviously the lane change is a big thing, right? Because the whole lane change, especially in this center, where the lanes are so different end to end because of Swedish League,
mm-hmm.
because of how much Swedish League gets played and things
Yeah.
like that through here. I definitely think that it's just a lot tougher to because when you get so far left to score, because you have to try and get the ball to do the right thing every single time.
It's not easy. Definitely, it's a very demanding pattern. It requires your best, not only best bowling, but best attitude, super patience, because it's nearly impossible to bowl a full squat without getting yourself into any kind of issues or troubles. There's always going to be one part that's going to make you suffer more than the other ones, and also everybody's kind of using a different strategy. It's not
Mm.
that many people doing exactly the same. We see some people, as we said before, trying to push the oil down. Others are trying to put a little bit of surface so they get a bit of a better control. And since we're bowling 4 lanes further to either of the sides game after game, by game 3 you are 8 lanes away from where you started, and you have no clue what they have been doing with that lane. You don't really see it. You have to sense it. And maybe they have pushed the oil down, and all of a sudden you come for a very dry pair, and it's like, oh, I need to move back to the right, or the opposite. Somebody has been burning that lane, and all of a sudden to move 2 or 3 boards is not enough. You need to jump 10 boards inside.
Exactly that. It is a lot of strategies are being played, and because of that reason, like you say, it's just sometimes it can get to an absolute mess, and that's just the worry that everyone has, right? When it gets into a mess and you're having to make good, even better shots than you were to
Absolutely.
break 2-0 and feel like you've had 250, right?
It's not easy. Also, we see a lot of people going over and over and over again and not succeeding. And I believe at some point it starts to get into your brain. It starts putting you into some doubt kind of mindset, and you start unbelieving on, am I capable? Am I gonna be able to do it? And then when you are bowling in such tough conditions, that's the last ideas you want crossing your brain. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna be able to do it, or doubting, can I do it? Can I not do it? So, is there any tip you would give away to amateur bowling? Say, you see, we have a lot of people talking from all over
Oh,
the
for
world.
sure.
There's a lot of people has been asking, where do I look? Do I look at the arrows? Do I look at the break point? They have been asking a little bit about the difference between one-handers, two-handers. What do we think about the bannings of urethanes, or no banning them? So it's been a lot of topics covered during the week. It's a lot of people from all over the world. So I'll let you give them what would be your tip, not only for this event but for their careers. So if they want to become like professional bowlers, maybe there's a couple of kids watching over there, they are on the age around 10, 12, they're starting to love the game. What would you tell them to work on?
Uh, the two main things that I'd say work on is your mental game, because it's like one of the biggest things. Just trying to stay focused in the moment and enjoying what you love doing in the sport with
Uh-huh.
this game. And the other thing is sparing. Literally, spare. Go
Spare is
spare
a
training.
big factor, isn't it?
Yeah, spare training will get you around the world, 100%. It's like what they say, right, in boxing. It's
Mm?
a good right hand will take you around the block, and a good jab will take you around the world.
No.
It's the same here. A good sparing game can take you anywhere.
It's a lot of young kids that they don't really care so much about sparing anymore, because they do so much high average tournaments and competitions, and they strike 8 times per game. So if they miss one pin every couple of games, they don't really care too much about it. But then we need to remind them that back not so long ago, it's not 50 years ago, it was only maybe 6, 7 years ago, there was a lot more patterns like this one we are facing
For sure.
this week than that what's common nowadays, that just send the ball out there and keep moving in and just increase the speed, and everything is about power. So if they don't become good on sparing, if these kind of patterns become like more popular again, they're not going to succeed. They're going to get themselves into a lot of issues.
For sure, most definitely. And I think that's because, especially in Europe, the use of the urethane on most patterns in our generation,
Hmm.
it helps score a little bit more, as we can see that in every single tournament around
Yeah,
Europe.
I mean, nowadays, I remember on my day when I bowled a lot, 225 average, you pretty much would make any TV show, any step ladder. And nowadays, you bowl 225 average, you don't even make the cut.
Yeah, I was in Spain not too long ago,
Oh, you went to
Madrid.
Madrid,
Yeah, and
the Brunswick
I had
Challenge?
13.26, and I missed the cut by a pin. I was like, if this was a little longer, a little harder, maybe I would have made the cut.
That bowling alley is Chamartin. That's it's always been a leftist bowling alley.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
it always has been a leftist bowling alley, and not my favorite bowling alley. I
Ah,
had a lot of success in Spain, but I never happened to do any good over
okay,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, so
I don't mind the place. It was too hot though.
yeah, very
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 hot.
hot, very hot. We had a terrible hot summer this year, but let's talk a little bit about this squad we are witnessing. We have Matthias Ankenthal from Denmark with 146 over, with just one game to go. Matthias is now bowling on lane one. He's got the strike, open frame, 9 spare strike, but he doesn't really need to shoot 200 anymore. With 160,
Yeah.
170, that's going to be
Yeah,
enough. So we could consider that Matthias is going to make it into the final right away.
for sure.
Number two, we have Alec Keplinger from United States with 115 over. Alec is now playing on lane 18. Alec would need probably a 200 game. That would be more than enough. Probably even 190 something would be enough.
For
Alec is
sure.
now with spare strike, so it shouldn't be bad for him. On number 3, we find Kanon Saloma from Finland with 62 over. He's now bowling in lane 14, and he's got the front 4, and that he needs to do a little bit kind of a high game. He's got 62 overs, so he probably needs a 230 something to a 240 game, so he's doing okay. And then the other thing I was trying to follow, it's there is a gateway for the girls.
Oh, for sure.
Top 2 girls can make it to the next round. Current score it's for Nora Johansson with 12:34, and second one is Peppi Consteri with 12:28. Until this last game, we had both Peppi and Daniel McEwan trying to get into that score. Daniel shot 169, so she dropped down to 977. And Peppi shot a 145, so she dropped down to 963. That means Peppi needs a 270 game to do more than what she had. But on the other hand, Peppi started with 9 spare, and a triple. She probably needs to do a lot of strikes on this one. And Danielle is bowling on lane 2, and she's got herself quite into a little bit of trouble. She's got an open frame and just the first strike on the frame 4. So if she strikes out, that would be, let me count, 257, 57. And by striking out 57 minus 23, yeah, that would be just enough for her to make it as soon as she doesn't strike, and that just happened. She just got the split. So Daniel is not going to make it in this squad, but it's a very, very hard pattern for the girls.
Yeah, for sure. Because obviously it's a little harder to loft and so on, and because everyone's getting so far left, they have to go left.
Yeah, they run out of room. They have to end up going so far to the left. It's very hard for them not only to cross the heads and make the ball go long. They have a little bit less speed, but also they have a little bit less hand. And
Sure.
it's very hard for them also when they move that deep inside to get enough angle into the pocket, especially if their ball is slowing down due to the lack of oil on those areas they are bowling. The ball slowing down, it's losing energy, it's not really kicking as they wished and they wanted to. And we have Christian Jonas back from the Kegel seminar. Christian, how did that go?
Good. Had a few people coming over. I think it was useful.
Nice.
Seemed like people had a couple of questions.
Was there any bowler over there that's about to bowl the next 2
I
squads?
don't know if they're about to bowl, but they bowled this event, and I think in the presentation I've gone over this pattern a little bit, some details, what I think
Nice.
is important, and it looks like some of them went like, oh.
So there was a trick over there.
Well, there's just a couple of things that I think if you look at the pattern, you can point out and see, that could help you bowl a little bit better maybe, and maybe the strategies weren't the best. So
It's going to be interesting. I'm definitely going to follow the next 2 squads, see if any of those guys who was in the...
there was a couple of bowlers, so we'll see if.
Well, but we'll see. Maybe you just gave them a tip, or maybe they put an envelope in your pocket so you press a different button on the machine.
No, that would
And
that
just kidding. Absolutely, you know me. I'm always kidding, making some fun. But I'm glad it went well. Back to business. We can see the Finnish guy, Karon Saloma, 62 over, front 5 on lanes 13 and 14, trying to find his way into the final. We had also Alec on lane 18, Alec Keplinger, who is with 115 over, spare strike, spare. 195 to 200 would be enough for Alec. The current leader, Matthias Ankertal, 146 over, bowling on lanes 1 and 2. He had an open frame, but now he has a triple, so we could consider him kind of safe already. So now it's more or less about, does anyone have a chance to get the turbo? Maybe Sun too. Tabainen on 9 and 10, 4 in a row, 9 spare double. A 279 would make it on the turbo at the moment. and then back to Caron on lane 13 and 14. Doing okay. He's gonna make his shot on lane 13. See if he gets the 6th in a row.
I wonder what he's throwing. I might have to take his ideas. His motives, so I might have to take hold of his ideas. It looks like he's
Caron
going
also,
pretty
yeah.
good.
Let's have a look. Let's see if we can see. I mean, you know your stuff, so maybe it's
Yeah.
not that easy to see through the screen. It's a
No,
lot
no,
easier
maybe, yeah,
to see out there
for
on the
sure.
lanes. But let's see if we find out what ball is he using. We're talking about Karon Salama from Finland, bowling on lanes 13 and 14. He's now going to take a shot on lane 13.
I
That
think
looks
like
quite dark, yeah?
I think it's a black venom.
I was going to say, I think I saw him throwing a black venom during the event.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that looked pretty good. 6 in a row, front 6 for Karon. That's already the 240 pace, and that's exactly what he wants to shoot. 240 to be a little bit higher than 100 over.
Looking pretty good.
Santu managed to make a triple as well, so Santu is still trying to get that 279 game that would give him access through the turbo.
Scores are pretty interesting this game. There's some high scores coming in.
Yeah, it's happening a little bit more and more that the last game some people finds the way to shoot to 50 to 60. Kind of give them the wrong impression, like, okay, now I've got it, now I know what I want to do, but then when they get it to the next squad, things don't really work like it felt they were going to work.
For sure, the score's always different.
We have some questions over here. Diamond Balls, why has qualifications been popping up on my feed for weeks? For weeks, I guess you had some notifications of the PBA regional in Sweden. There was 3 PBA regional events in Sweden. The 3 winners have already passed into the final. They are already qualified for step 1. And is there ever a cut? Well, there is a cut currently at 90 plus. 55 bowlers make it into the finals that start tomorrow, 8 o'clock in the morning.
That's early.
I believe that's where you were asking, Diamond Balls. Otherwise, let us know if you have any other more specific question. I have an English guy right by my side, so he's going to help me out if I don't understand what you mean.
Sounds good. It's quite interesting, as you were saying. The gutters are hooking. The gutters are hooking. Did I get any of those tricks in, Kristen? Did I get any tricks you gave? Or
Tricks, yeah. Well, a couple. Just step lighter all distance and see how thin the volume is down the lane, and that's why there's not a whole lot of push, and the grab doesn't work, and stuff like that.
for sure.
The buffer speeds are what's making it super thin, though. The distance of the light oil is very short too, so.
And that is one thing we have been talking about all week. It's a lot of grabbing motion in nowadays, so that is one thing that is not really working on this event. Santu is out of the turbo. He got the 6 pair on frame number 9, so he's not going to shoot 279. It looks like nobody else is on the pace to shoot 279 except Karon Saloma, but he has already quite a high score. He was sitting now with 62 over after 5. Now he's got 7 strikes in a row. That's already a scoring pace of 250 something. So it would be more than enough to make it into the final without needing any turbo assistance. And some other bowlers, very good bowlers obviously, like William Berggren and Tobias Bording, they are really scoring highs on lanes 15 and 16. And we are surrounded by talented bowlers. There's a lot
Oh,
of
for
good
sure,
bowlers
for sure.
everywhere.
It is enjoyable to watch these guys in real life, right? So, like through the years, I've watched them on TV, like seeing even Dom. I get to see Dom most at home.
Mhm.
It's still unbelievable that I play a tournament with him or for instance, I played like nationals. I played in his team with him, and it's just crazy to think that we see these players in person. It's so
You
good
see
to
them
watch.
at the beginning, they are like idols, and now they are teammates. Yeah,
Yeah, for sure, for sure. We broke the national record for a game. That was pretty good.
that's a big step forward.
And then when I celebrated after, that was pretty fun.
Now, okay, let's focus only on the people who can really make it into the final. Matthias Ankendal, 156 over,
easy.
is bowling on lane 1. He's got already 1279 with 3 frames of scoring yet to go, so he's already making it into the final. Then we have Alec, American guy, Alec Keplinger. He was 115 over, now bowling in lane 18. He's got an open frame there, but it's doing okay. He doesn't really need that much. We said 190 something would be okay. Now he's on that scoring pace. Well, he doesn't want to miss the next 2 frames. He wants to make sure that he gets a couple of marks.
For sure, for sure. Even if you're safe, I feel like getting as much as you can, obviously, through sparing and everything, not feeling like
Yeah, take every single pin you can.
exactly.
You never know what's going to happen.
There's a top 24 cut, right, to make the second round, so that's even more money, right? So that's even better.
Yes, I agree.
I've seen a lot of three counts going through the 4 pin.
It's been crazy how many.
Yeah,
At least I see one or two on each squad. Not only 3 in the corner, but even uglier one when they take only 2. When they take the 6 and the 9, that has been happened quite a few times.
I left a spare. I left the. I don't even know what you would call it. It's like a super washout, I guess. I left the 1, 2, 4, 7, 6, 10.
1, 2, 4, 7, 6, 10. Yeah, that is quite a big of a washout.
I was like, oh, well, I've now had it.
Caron no longer going for the 300, but he's on a real high scoring pace. It's when you have so many strikes in just 1 9 spare, you are on the pace for a 279. I think he's going to make it into the final as well. He's got quite a high score over there. Even with a couple of misses, he would be on the 230 something, which would put him on 96, 97 over. So as soon as he takes one more mark, he's on the 100 over. That should be enough for making it into the final.
For sure.
Francois Lavoie was with 60 over, but on this game he got a little bit messy. He's going to shoot 180. So it's only.
Keplinger can make it. You just need to close out the frame.
Yeah, we have only 3 bowlers who are going to advance on this squad, but they're doing quite good. We have Matthias Ankendal from Denmark, Alec Keplinger from United States, and Karon Saloma from Finland. As soon as the squad is over, we're gonna stop for a little while with the commentating, and we will be back with the next squad. Dan, thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you guys. Thank you for doing all of this. It's great, and it's gonna be awesome for next year and many more years, right?
Best of luck. Best of luck today. Best of luck tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of the event, and I hope I see you going pretty far in the finals. Thank you for your time, buddy. I appreciate. Thank you, buddy. So let's focus again. Alec on lane 18. Alec on lane 18. Okay, he left himself quite not an easy spare. 3, 6, 9, 10 on lane 17. He really needs to take that spare. He don't want to miss that one. And oh my God, that was a very, very interesting way to get the spare. The 10 pin was there, but the 6 pin came back from the gutter and took it down. So that's gonna be a big difference for him. That spare is gonna make quite a difference. Otherwise, it would have been a 1290 something that could have been short to the cut. But now with that spare, is gonna go for the 1300s, and that is gonna be enough for him to make it into the final. He can go all the way up to 1311. That's gonna be for sure high enough. Matthias Ankerdal from Denmark on lane 1 and 2. He's going for 1320, so that's going to be also enough for him. And finally, Karon Saloma from Finland on his way for a 279 if he strikes under the 10th frame, and Karon is going to make it on to the final as well. The girls, they had quite a suffering end of the squad for Pepi Constery and Daniel McEwan. They have been doing quite good. They kept moving deeper and deeper and deeper. Just it did not succeed for as long as they wished. So, Matthias Ankedal, 1323, I believe. 1324. He took one pin, so 1324. Alec Keplinger ended up with 1311. So now we're going to focus our attention on Karon Salama on lane 13 and 14 to see what he can manage to do on this last game. And then we will say goodbye for a little while. I'm going to run out there and give an interview to the leader of the squad so we can get a little bit more of information on what they tried, what worked best, and so. So there is Karon on lane 13. Okay, a little bit deep in the head pin. So he has the 10 pin. That's going to be an easy one to spare. So if Karon spares and gets a strike, it's going to be a 13-21. So that means the leader of the squad, it's Matthias Ankerdal from Denmark with games of 213, 192, 278, 238, 225, and 178 on game number 6. It has been another very, very interesting squad. Very, very interesting to follow. It was quite good scoring. 9 spare for Karon Salona, so he's going to go for the 1320s, and that means we have up to 3 bowlers making it into the final on this squad. 2 squads to go here in Helsingborg, Olympia Bowling Alley, Lucky Larsen Masters 2025. We will be back as soon as the next squad starts. Thank you everybody for being there. A quick reminder, don't forget to subscribe into our YouTube channel if you have not done that yet. It's 100% free and you're gonna be part of this huge community. You're gonna have a lot of broadcasting, PBA bowling, PBA regional, Swedish National League. Thank you everybody, and we will be back very soon.
Ja, dann warten wir. Du weißt, der muss ja nicht quatschen. Oh, du müsst bestimmt richtig schacken. Wo könnt ihr überhaupt vielleicht nichts bei ist? Also ich sag's wie es ist, man sollte eine halbe Stunde warten, bevor was ist. Weil jetzt alle vom Sport zurückgehen. Ich geh mal gucken, ob da was ist. Ja, und ich sag mal Sport. Genau.